Okay, so Logpoint, you have fairly recently introduced a new managed security service part provider partner program, and I guess it'd be good to understand first of all the thinking behind it, what led up to the launch.
So yes, that's correct. So we have introduced a new program dedicated to managed security service providers. And there were many market drivers and many reasons why we were doing that. And if you look into the market today, there are many movements that help MSSPs to build a better business and a larger business, and that are dedicated to this go-to-market or route-to-market play. First of all, there's a need from many mid-size and smaller customers to apply the latest cybersecurity technology. And as you know, well, there's not enough talent. The budgets are slim and tight. And these small and mid-sized companies, they cannot afford a big SOC or can afford a lot of cybersecurity people doing the job to protect the company against threats. So there's a huge trend towards MSSPs. Especially in this segment. And that's a segment we are a long time in. We are very experienced. We're growing fast. And we saw this trend coming. And with a new program, we're supporting these MSSPs dedicated to grow their business with us, to have a faster onboarding with our technology, and to deliver more efficient solutions. So that's what we built with a new program. And that's a refined program. We had a partner program all the time. But with the MSSP program, we are focusing dedicated on the MSP go-to-market and help our MSSPs to become better.
Okay, and I guess just to confirm what you're explaining there, I think you fairly recently carried out a survey, and that did say that more and more end users are wanting to outsource security, but it also identified that quality of service is their number one selection criteria. So I guess it'd be good to understand, if you like, why that specifically matters, so much to them amongst other things.
Well, you're right. So we did that survey we started it mid last year, and the results are showing that approximately 50% of mid-size and smaller companies are under managed service today, of different flavors. So not everybody has a fully loaded cyber defense service, but we see the trend and we see that it's already adopted and it's been ready to be built out. The other 50%, they're thinking, what do they gonna do? And we see that they tend towards outsourcing as well. So especially in the cyber defense sector, they tend, and this is about 35-40% short term, of the 50% want to go to a service. And the major objective to do that is the quality of service, means getting the latest tech and getting the best skilled people. But at the same time, it's cost efficiencies and operational efficiencies to lower the cost of running cyber defense at scale with a very high quality and with the latest and greatest in terms of technology.
And I think, if I'm right, the same survey from an MSSP perspective identified that they want reliable technology and dedicated solutions to offer their customers. And I'm guessing as well, I know tool sprawl, where they end up with all these different solutions. So just perhaps you can say a little bit about, confirm what it is that the MSSPs are looking for in terms of cybersecurity for their customers.
Yeah. So we are very different with that, what we do with MSSPs. When you look at the vendor landscape, nobody else is delivering a program like we are doing, because we are focusing on the business case, on the business process that an MSSP has. This means we want to make the onboarding quicker, faster, and more reliable of a customer for an MSSP, deliver technology that helps him to onboard a customer in 2 months or 1 month instead of 6 months or 9 months, to be able to write an invoice earlier, to be profitable with his customers very early. So when you look at the MSSP process, how to onboard a customer, it's about asset discovery, it's about seeing the threat or the attack landscape, and the attack surface that needs to be covered. It's about seeing the vulnerabilities and having a process to stop or these vulnerabilities or to prohibit these vulnerabilities and to fix them. And it's about onboarding to threat detection response service. And this needs to be a very fast time. And we see that customers appreciate that because they have already something. They have an endpoint solution, they have a cloud solution, they have something for security. They want to have an MSP taking it in a flexible approach, which we support from our technology perspective, and making this onboarding quick and fast so they can get productive as quickly as possible to protect as quick as possible from a customer perspective, but also from an MSP perspective. Well, they want to write an invoice. The MSP wants to be profitable and wants to deliver as much service as possible in a very short time frame. So this is what we're looking at with our MSP program, and this is how we live our culture at Logpoint. We want to support these partners to be more efficient, to be more productive, and to reach their business and their profit goals.
Yeah, so I know in terms of the program specifics, I think you've outlined there sort of number one on the list I was going to ask you is about helping MSSPs with business development. And then sort of second on the list is they want reliable detection technology. So perhaps, well, I don't know if there's anything more to add on the business development side, but then perhaps you can move on to reliable detection technology. What is it, if you like, you're providing them that obviously gives them peace of mind to then, stand behind it for their customers?
So when you look at today's security market, there are two or three sorts of solutions. The first one is the point solutions you need to stitch together to get something meaningful out of it, which are hard to correlate or hard to build together. The second piece are the platform solutions, which deliver maybe coverage, but they're not best of breed in all areas, and you need to rely 100% on the platform. You need to buy into one vendor from a customer or MSP perspective. And the third approach is the flexible approach we are having. So we are basically enabling an MSSP to take control over the endpoint solution end customer has, and then or to take control of the cloud solution, or we build something specifically for Microsoft. So every Microsoft E3 end customer is a perfect combination to our SIEM service because we are embedding that in a flexible approach. And that's what it is about. We're enabling the MSSP with a flexible technology to run managed detection and response services in a very simple and efficient and in a lean way.
Okay, and in terms of other sort of parts of the program, the upgraded program, if you like, I think there's a bit about up-leveled expertise, and perhaps the second point you can talk to as well is elevated market value. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about those, if you will.
Yeah, you mentioned before from a customer perspective, they want to have high quality of service, they want to have experienced people, and they want to have a cyber expert. So what we're doing with this program is we're enabling our MSPs to deliver that, which means we have free courses, we have trainings, we have customer advisory or MSP advisory boards. We have a very close connection relationship to the MSSPs because it's also for us important that we build the products that are needed for the market. But we are focusing with all of our manpower that we have in field on developing the MSP's business on a technology level, but also on a business level. So we're supporting with marketing programs, lead generation programs tailored to the MSSP's need.
Okay, and I presume, well, obviously you mentioned that it sort of feedback from MSSPs helped shape this, but I guess you work with some partners, and now you've launched it. It's maybe early days, but it'd just be good to understand the feedback you've been getting from your partners as to how pleased they are with the approach that you've launched.
So yeah, the feedback is very positive, and it's positive because we are one of the only vendors who say we do everything we can to drive MSSPs to success, which means, well, we are focusing on MSSPs. Today, we have about 40% share of our business goes through MSSPs. I want to be at 100% as a vision. I want to be doing everything what we do through MSSPs because that's the way how we can generate a better value for the end customer, and we can deliver better quality in service at a better cost or at a more efficient operations cost. Now, the MSP feedback has been very positive on the business side as we are generating more and more leads and more business. At the other side, on the technology side, we also see that, well, this close interaction, the better relationship we're having, the better communication we're having between the teams, like product, our technology teams, our sales teams, our pre-sales teams, we're getting to a much better product and product tailored to the MSSP's business. So overall, you see that reflected in numbers, not only in the growth, which is 50% quarter over quarter since we introduced the product, but also we see that we are hiring more and more MSSPs into the program, which are now taking on not only our SIEM solution, but also our new NDR solution, and then combine it with bring your own EDR, like Microsoft or CrowdStrike or others, so that they have a complete solution set in a high quality with much less cost associated than before.
Okay, and maybe just in finishing, clearly this is quite a significant sort of announcement for you, so it's going to keep you busy, I guess, for a little while. But it'd be good to understand anything you can share as to the Logpoint roadmap moving forwards, whether it's specific launches and plans or just sort of general direction of travel. What you're looking at bringing, else introducing, whether it's to your company business or actually in terms of technology solutions.
So we're having a vision of safeguarding the digital society and being relevant to everything people, companies, societies are doing in the wide world of electronic or communications or the internet. And I think the best to formulate our mission is that we want to be the best in detecting threats. That's what we want to deliver to our MSSPs. No matter what it is, we want to see it immediately and help MSSPs to build their service on top of it to create value for the customer and to be able to achieve their business goals. Now, looking at the future, there are a couple of areas that are really important in terms of technology. One is this flexible platform and the integration side, so like the Microsoft integration. So we've built that to do logging, to do threat detection, to have one single pane of glass into the Microsoft environment for E3 customers. There are many more integrations coming at scale so that we enable this flexible approach for MSSPs to onboard customers with their existing solutions. We're doing machine learning and doing AI in areas already, in some areas today already, like the NDR side, to protect better, to detect better. However, we see a huge jump or huge interest in using AI in MSSP operations. So getting help on threat intel or putting other solutions together through AI interfaces so that there's a better detection capability or better management capability or better ticketing or better know-how supporting the analyst to be more successful. Our focus in the future is to make an analyst in a SOC or in an MSSP, which is the same at the end, much more productive, helping him through AI and machine learning to find the best decisions immediately and to act on detections timely to avoid damage or to avoid being breached. That is our focus. We want to be the best in helping analysts to detect and to act.
Okay, so I said that was the final question, but maybe one more question to ask. I mean, clearly the world in which we are at the moment is fairly volatile, shall we say? And I'm just wondering, you're quite proud of the Made in Europe brand that you have. So just tell us how important you think that is, bearing in mind, as I say, the current geopolitical climate, if you like.
Yeah, I think it's an important point because not only of the climate or the current world climate, but also people and companies are tending to keep more and more data private because it's competitive information or it's intelligence that they don't want to share to anyone else. And we see that through all these cloud solutions that the data has been residing everywhere and that it's been not in many cases used with the right approach to data privacy or data security. So Logpoint is a company who is born in Europe and who delivers solutions made in Europe. And we keep that as an important asset to our business. We want to deliver a solution which enables customers to keep their data private, safe and secure, that is not being shared. That said, within MSSPs, it's so important to be able to manage these dedicated custom environments, which is part of our solution. And that's a very unique, it's a USP from us, especially in the MSP community, to be able to keep data private and not to share anywhere, despite of the parties that should see it and are allowed to see it. So that will remain, and that's one of our core strategies, despite of building out the MSPs, building out the detections, brokering into Microsoft Cloud. We will keep the data always private, and that's one of our basic principles.
Okay, it's been great to chat. Some brilliant insights on what's going on with the channel program. So Frank, really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.